The Las Colinas Entertainment Center is being billed as the shining new star in the world of live music, culture, and cuisine, the savior of the Irving tax base since the Cowboys left town. But it's another kind of billing that may leave Irving taxpayers feeling they've been played. News' Brett Shipp joins us now with his investigation. Brett?
John, the Las Colinas Entertainment Center has been 4 years in the planning, set to open next year and put Irving back on the map. And while the City of Irving has already put up $23 million, the project is still on paper. No dirt has turned, and at center stage, Billy Bob Barnett and a stack of questionable bills. Tonight, News 8 investigates. When word surfaced that Texas Stadium would crumble, Irving city officials feared the dust would settle on any dreams of ever becoming another viable destination until this.
Right here, right now, right here, right now, right here.
An entertainment concept unlike any other. A state-of-the-art 5-level complex of 9 music stages and 14 original restaurants and clubs, plazas, shops, festivals, and fountains. The co-creation of one known to many as Billy Bob, creator of the legendary Billy Bob's Texas and Fort Worth, Billy Bob Barnett, looking to pump life into Irving's tax base with his unique concept of a live music mecca and more.
We're really a communications center.
Its location, Las Colinas, next to the sleek, nearly complete Irving Convention Center. Irving citizens have already voted to spend $200 million city dollars on design and construction. The partnership has pledged to spend $50 million of its own. It's the same proposal made to the city of Dallas 5 years ago, but it was dead on arrival when elected officials in Dallas determined Barnett and his partner, Bill Boyk, didn't have $50 million ready to spend. So they took their concept to Irving, where the city council, led by Mayor Herb Geers, was less concerned about Billy Bob's financial means or his ability to help put a huge project together. Tell me specifically what his track record includes.
Well, we'll just say this, okay? His track record includes enough success that's given him the ability to get to where we've gotten today.
And where is the project today? Architectural renderings, designs, and construction blueprints are complete. Paid for with city revenues is outlined in its contract with the Las Colinas Group. The critical clause, city money may only be spent on items directly related to the construction costs of the entertainment center. But News 8 has spent the past month poring over records, 2 years of invoices submitted for payment by the city, tens of thousands of dollars of which have no explanation or supporting documentation and do not appear to be directly related to construction, such as this: a limousine charge incurred by one consultant in L.A., $810. Another consultant bills the city for booze and an in-room movie at Hotel Zaza in Dallas. Here, the same consultant bills for alcohol and a $184 meal at Papa's Brothers Steakhouse and a $138 meal at Del Frisco's with no supporting explanation. Here, another consultant bills Irving $1,100 for a one-night stay at the W Hotel in New York City. Round-trip airfare to get to New York, nearly $2,000. Again, paid for with city tax dollars with no supporting documents, as is called for in the development agreement with the city. Should this money be spent on $2,000 round-trip airfare?
You know, that's a difficult question.
Other consultants taking trips are using city money to stay at the Essex House in New York, the Mandarin Oriental in Las Vegas, and the Beverly Hilton in L.A. 2 consultants hired by the group commute to Las Colinas from Las Vegas. One of them, Dave Hanlon, who is paid $20,000 a month, racks up thousands of dollars in travel expenses, yet is unknown to the mayor of Irving. Who's David Hanlon?
Dave, he's part of the organization with the Las Colinas Group, is that right?
Who Hanlon is the chief executive officer of the Las Colinas Group. According to his LinkedIn internet bio, Hanlon has spent the past 30 years not developing live music venues or restaurants, but in the gambling and casino industry. The city's person in charge of entertainment center expenditures is Irving's Director of Real Estate Management, Brenda McDonald.
So the buck stops with you?
Yes, it does.
Yet in case after case, McDonald has no idea who many of the consultants are or what they do.
Who's Nashville Consulting?
I would have to check.
Do you know who Christian's CDC of Dallas is?
I do not.
Who's KL Gates?
It's a law firm.
What do they do?
They practice law.
But McDonald does say some invoices submitted to the city are rejected, and if the consultants are being paid, it's because they are doing legitimate construction or design work.
Who's Abay Gazan?
I don't know.
But we do. Gazan is paid $2,000 a month as a consultant. Others know him better as Billy Bob's chauffeur. That's Barnett on his cell phone just a few days ago, summoning his SUV and being picked up by his driver.
He's a driver for Billy Bob. The city's paying his salary. You okay with that?
It would, honestly,
Are you okay with that?
as a general statement, that's probably not an appropriate expense.
Barnett says Gazan is only paid for driving clients and running errands. Barnett's travel expenses are also a mystery. Their connection to project construction, dubious, such as this, a $5,200 meal honoring former House Speaker Jim Wright. Last year, Billy Bob and Mayor Herb Geers traveled to Austin to discuss corporate sponsorships and billed the city more than $1,000 for a 2-night stay. Again, the bills were paid with little or no supporting documentation as is required by city policy. Barnett originally agreed to an interview to discuss expenses and other questions, but when we showed up at his Las Colinas office last week for the interview,
I've got an interview at 10 o'clock with Billy Bob and Bill Boyk.
No.
Barnett and Boyk were no-shows. We were told to address our questions to Mayor Geers, who, at the end of our interview, had this to say about the $23 million his city has invested in a project that looks great on paper.
Yeah, I guess it would surprise me to know if anything had been spent in a way that it shouldn't have been, and those are the kinds of things that we do our best to make sure don't happen.
Late today, we got a statement from the Las Colinas group claiming, quote, not a single penny of public funds has been expended without independent oversight and rigorous financial controls. The contract with the city requires the partnership to invest at least $1 million of its own money up front in the project. Both the mayor and Brenda McDonald say the Las Colinas group has invested much more than that. We asked them to provide details. They could not. Brett Shipp, Channel 8 News.
Irving City Council members are calling for a full investigation into questionable expenditures brought to light last night in a News 8 investigation. Thousands of dollars for consultants' meals and travel and expenses being paid by the City of Irving for a massive entertainment project that may never be built. Brett Shipp joins us with more on his investigation.
John, a chauffeur, a limo, liquor, and a $5,000 dinner tab, all paid for by the citizens of Irving for a project that has never been audited. The mayor and project managers say it's not their fault. Now, new information and the question, who is minding the store? Tonight, News 8 investigates.
Brenda McDonald is Irving's Director of Real Estate Development and is the top city official in charge of paying the bills for the Las Colinas Entertainment Center. Yet in case after case of questionable consultant invoices paid by the city, she had few answers for expenses such as a limo in L.A., a $1,000 hotel room, a $2,000 airfare to New York.
I don't approve specific invoices. We rely on our owner's representative to do that.
The owner's representative is Bob Kirkendall, a consultant with the Beck Group, which is paid $645,000 to monitor project development and expenses. While Kirkendall has disallowed some expenses, he has allowed hundreds of thousands of dollars in questionable bills for mystery consultants, their meals, travel, airfare, and hotels. But when we tried to ask Kirkendall why the expenses were allowed,
the mayor's the spokesman for the City of Irving.
You're not going to answer the question.
I'm not the spokesman for the City of Irving. I don't work for the City of Irving.
You approve the bills.
I don't approve the bills.
Good grief. Oh, unbelievable. Oh, gosh.
We showed some of those bills to Joe Putnam, former Irving mayor and longtime opponent to the Entertainment Center project. Putnam says the $2,000 a month payment to Billy Bob's personal driver confirms his fears from the beginning.
What it indicates is a gross lack of oversight on the part of the City of Irving and their representatives for allowing these expenditures to get out of hand to the extent that they are.
Current Mayor Pro Tem Rose Canaday says she's been questioning invoices dating back to the spring. She says our investigation has her concerned that some of the expenditures possibly violate the state law allowing public funds to be used for a private venture.
The Brimer bill is very specific in how the money that we use is spent. So if the Brimer funds have been misused, it will be dealt with immediately. I assure you that.
Mayor Pro Tem Canaday and other council members are now calling for an outside audit of the entire $22 million spent on the project over the past 3 years. Billy Bob Barnett and his partner Bill Boyk have once again in the past 24 hours declined our request for an interview. John and Gloria.
All right, thanks a lot, Brett.